Alright, I dropped it. The next piece we're going to do is a little standing fox, okay? Now this fox is only a half of an inch, so it's small. It's very, very small. And we're going to do him. Now, on the fox, the things that we're going to have to divide is number one, the tail. So we'll draw a line over the tail. And from here, the head. I'm going to draw a line on the head. That's from the front paws. Draw a line on the head right there. And those things are going to be done down. Now, how does your grain run? Your grain runs up the legs. Remember that. Up the legs, which is going to make it difficult as we carve the tail. But, you know, that's just the way it's going to have to be. We're going to draw those lines where we cut them. All right. First of all, let's cut the tail. Let's go ahead and do a V-cut. Let's do that to the other side. Alright, so we've separated the tail now. So let's work on it a little bit. Now, the tail of the fox will kind of come to a point, not quite a sharp point or a tiny point, but sort of a point in the way, okay? So we want to just kind of drag our knives here and take it off up there. It's kind of like this, see? All right. Now the next thing we want to do is sort of work on it, and remember we're going against the grain, so we want to be careful. This changes here. We want to be careful in our cuts. See how I drag my knife here? Testing the wood. There we go. Making sure your knife needs to be sharp. You are going against the grain. So let's go ahead and here we go, making these cuts. If you feel your knife dragging, turn it around, go the other way. Okay? We'll take this, I'm going to bring that up sort of to a point there. See that? Where the tail goes up like that. Okay. Let's bring that down there. And this is going with the grain here, so we can kind of get that going. You want to flip that tail a little bit more. See how little I'm taking off as I do this? You don't want to take off a lot of stuff here, okay? You want to go ahead and I'm just dragging my knife and taking a little wood as I go. And if your knife begins to, all right, we're getting that tail pretty good now. I mean, it didn't take long. Just kind of shape that thing. As you go along, look at that. Here we go. We can even flip it a little bit more. Here we go. All right. Well, look at that. Now the next thing we want to do is the head. So we want to make that cut right there. And we want to make a V cut right in here and take some of that away from it, okay? And come on this side and do the same thing. All right, here we go. Kind of a rough idea. Now, let's go ahead and draw our center line on the face, because we're going to have to separate the ears and all that stuff. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and work on the body. Let's come down here. Before we do that, I want to come down here and I want to make those little cuts that represent the hooves. Before we bring the legs down, so we've got enough strength right now. You have to just kind of V-cut it. There you go. See it? See the little cut right there? We just stick our knife down there and just drag it, and then come from the other side and cut it. Same thing with the front paws. We want to be careful. Okay, see that? See the little... Alright, and that's on the front paws. Alright, we got that situated. Alright, now let's go ahead. Just sort of bring things down. Now you're going to be cutting cross grain, so be careful. Just like that. There we go. Alright, now, you remember the cuts that we make in the legs as they come up to bring, make that little cut in that leg right there, that little V cut, to make that look like, we go, and over here we do the same thing. There we go. Let's do the same thing over here. Okay, let me draw them real quick. And like this, we draw them, and then we make the cuts. We make the cuts up like this. And then come in here, sort of drag our knives in there, get that we go. All right. Now let's kind of come back here and cut that. And cut that up here. And cut that down here. The back side. So that the tail really sticks out. And in there. We want to come back here. We want to bring the legs down. Have to kind of hold it. You do a little push cut right in there. See that? Dragging the knife. See how I'm dragging the knife? I'm not digging in. I'm dragging the knife so that, because you're going with the grain, so don't force it. Just drag your knife a little bit. Look at that, see? Cut up in here. And cut down in there. Okay. Now I'm going to come in between these legs and real slightly just cut, make a little cut. I'm not going to go all the way in, you know, because they're very delicate. There you go. See that? I just made a cut in the legs. Very delicate with your knife. I'm going to do the same back here. Cut it. No pressure at all. Just let the knife do the work. You don't have to do that. I just do. Okay? You can just leave the legs as they are if you want to. Okay. Let's bring that down. Just coming in between the legs here. Make another cut in here. See, I go back and I just going to make the cut again. Clean some of that stuff out. All right. Just looking at that tail a little bit. And make that cut in there. Now, on the head, we want to go ahead and we want to be careful because this is the ears. We want to go ahead and separate those ears a little bit, okay? See, right in there. Now, what it does is this face comes to kind of a, not a point, but a, well, be careful. Just like that. Like, I want to make a little cut in here. And make a little cut in here. Be careful. Just like that. I want to make a little bit more cut. We want to make another cut in here. We want to bring that up. See it from the side there? I'm going to go a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper. See, the key is to not, you know, see how I just scraped that knife? Alright, see from the side here? Now this all has to be come up a little bit. Like that. Now let's go in between them ears again. We want to be very, very careful. Ooh, it's even hard for me to see sometimes. See it? See how we're coming between those ears? You just barely take your knife and work in between there. There we go. See that? Go. Just coming flat across that where the nose is. We kind of take it and come up here like this. See that? How we swing up here like that? See from the side here? Okay, we come in between the ears a little bit more. That's the really the delicate part right there, is those ears. Here we go. Okay. A little bit more. Here we go. On these ears, cutting a little bit more. All right. We're going to take a little bit more back here. I want to take a little bit more up in here. There we go. Underneath. Okay. It's just a little cleaning up inside there. There we go. Now see the eyes will be in here. Oop. Flatten that off just a little bit. Here we go. Back here. Clean that up.